When you throw it down, you want to push down with this right hand and roll it first while it's wet and close up this little gap right. You can go in with this hand and start pushing towards the middle. Why do we need a flat floor? No crack. It might not crack until the bisque firing or even the glaze firing. So you really want to make sure you have a flat floor. When you're pulling up the walls, you want to throw with your fingerprints, not your tips. This is your tip, this is your print. See how I push in right here, I make that indent. And then my fingerprint is pushing that up. What happens is people hook like this and get underneath this thing. Yep, you're hooking it, and then look what happens. What you're actually doing is just scraping that outer level off, and then a ring of it just comes off. When you're pulling, you need to come up with your elbows. So again, to prevent skirts, we want to squeeze here, make that indent, and then we come straight up. When you're throwing your pots and they're smaller, you can have your thumb over the edge. But once they get too tall, like now it's too tall, I can't have my thumb. But beginners still try to keep this thumb out. So you got to get that thumb in. We don't use our thumb. So get your thumb inside there. And then did you notice how now I have to bring this elbow up so that I can get my hand in? I like to see how thin I can get it. Every time you pull, it should get taller. And then let's talk about the rim. You want to go over your rim. You can make a little rainbow with your sponge. Support the rim with your, I call these pincher fingers, okay? So fingers, rainbow, and just lightly, don't do it abruptly, otherwise it's gonna get off center. Go over that rim so it's nice and round. We also use chamois cloth, and same thing, we make a rainbow. And I'm supporting it on both sides, but letting that rainbow touch that. You're more than welcome to use ribs. You have to support the inside. I see people all the time just doing this. I mean, it seems okay, but it's not. Use the inside hand to support. I mean, you can't push something that's soft without having something supported on the other side. At this point, you want to clean up your wheel. So this is something I see people missing. Get all the water off your pot, all the water outside or inside, all the water here, all the water, all this should be clean. You don't need to get up and wash your hands, but you're going to clean your hands in your bucket and dry them off. Because you need to be able to hold on to this tool. But if your hands are all slimy and the tool's all slimy, it's just gonna slip out of your hands. This is trimming on the wheel. You, when you do bowls, are gonna learn how to flip your pots over and trim them that way. So there's two different types of trimming. Trimming on the wheel with cylinders and bases, and then flipping them over and trimming them, that's bowls. Here, as you get better at throwing, you should have less and less of a skirt, okay? So you can see I have a little bit of a skirt here. When you're trimming, I've seen a lot of people start trimming way up high, like way before their skirt. Don't do that. You just gotta get the skirt up. Also, it seems like you should be touching it with this whole part. You shouldn't. It should just be the tip. I like to get the tip wet, and then you're gonna hold on to this with two hands, like crazy tight. Otherwise, it's gonna rip it out of your hands, and my elbows are in tight to my sides. So, see how just the tip is touching? I'm gonna put the tip in and down, in and down. And I'm going medium speed with the wheel, but the speed in which I'm going down is slow. So now this should be straight up and down. And if you don't get it the first time, do it again. key is to not pull away when you're doing it. The metal knife, make sure this is clean. We're gonna slice it like a cake. See this green, like the little strip right there? A lot of times people will put this here, but they don't push this tool in far enough. Did you guys see that? Push this tool in far enough that it goes all the way under. So when it goes around, it's cutting this whole thing away. So I also like this finger right here so that it doesn't rip it out of my hand. So I'm holding on to this very tight. I want this to stay nice and flat. And you're only gonna go around once. The wheel speed is slow, okay? And then another thing that people like to do is they try to do it with their finger. I find that with our, chubby fingers, a lot of times it will like push it into the pot or smash it down. Just use your knife. Undercutting serves a few different purposes. So I like to get it wet. You're gonna go in pinky thickness into your pot. Even though that seems like a lot, once you take it off with a wire tool, it's gonna be less than that because you lose some of the clay with your wire tool, okay? So if you just go in a teeny tiny bit and then you take your wire tool and go under it, to cut it off, you're not gonna be able to see that undercut. So start with your tip down. This 45-degree, go down even further. It's even like you could even use the splash pan and you're gonna come in quick and hold. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like. Going medium speed, quick and hold. So see how I split the clay. So again, we're removing weight. We wanna remove weight. I split the clay. Look what happens if I don't go in fast enough. Okay, gosh, I'm so nervous. I'm just gonna go in really slow and hope for the best. But now what's happened? It's just pushed up that weight into the pot and now I've got this weird skirt. And I'm not removing any clay or any weight. So you have to go in and slice that clay away. Then metal knife, again, make sure this is clean because we don't have a lot of space to work with right here. So if we have a whole bunch of gunky clay on there, we put this in there, it's just gonna push the clay we cut up into the pot. We don't want that to happen. So again, slice it like a cake, make sure you get it in far enough. Again, I like to hold this finger here. You're gonna go around, try to keep that metal knife down. Only go around once. And then, okay, so here, let me show you this. A lot of times, instinctively, I think people try to pick this up and out. What's happening? It just gets stuck on the pot. You wanna push it, like pull it down and out. So slide it down and out. Down and out. And again, not using your fingers. Take your sponge and go over that sharp edge right there. I'm gonna clean my hands off. Grab a wire tool. Pick it up. I'm hardly touching the pot, okay? I am not gonna touch this pot again until it is leather hard, until the point where when I touch it, I'm not gonna get any fingerprints on it. Whereas I think newer students keep wanting to touch it and play with it. And then, right? And then we get all those finger marks in it and then we accidentally we dent it and then we try to fix the dent, but when we're trying to fix the dent, we make more dents. Do you see what I'm saying? So the less you touch your pots, the better. Shadow right here, which is what we want. It's like going, if we're going barefoot, or if we're putting on a little heel, it's raising us up. The other thing with the undercut is if you're up like this too much, then you can see it from the side, right? It's like this big angle right here. We want the undercut to not be seen, but to be big enough that we can glaze it to here, but have a pencil thickness from the bottom. What's your biggest takeaways from what I just said? Down and out. Yep, down and out. What's another big takeaway? Yes, medium speed with the undercut. Yep. A lot of things where people go slow, it's actually, you'll find it so much easier if you spin your wheel faster.
Supporting both sides when you're running at the top.
Yes, supporting both sides. Yep. And gently getting on there. What else? Yeah, use your fingerprints, not your fingertips. What else? Yes. Steady hands. It's all about steady hands. Yes.
Use your elbows and
Yes, don't do this. Use your elbows. Yep. What else?
Yes.
Don't glaze the bottom. Yep, a pencil thickness from the bottom.
Will it stick to the kiln if we glaze
Yes,
the bottom?
yes, yep. The question was, if you have glaze on the bottom, will it stick to the kiln? Yes, it will. And then a hammer goes onto your pot to get it off the shelf. What happens, do you think, if a hammer goes to your pot? No more pot. All right. Excellent job, you guys.